Hey friends, and we have this beautiful arrangement we are going to make today. I took a grapevine, broke it down, and got it a little looser. And then I had this little square hanging little wooden thing from Michael's, but you could use any kind of wood as a base. And I just stapled and glued my grapevine onto it, leaving some of the branches open and free, and they're not all, some of them are cut out. Okay, then we picked up this gorgeous ficus and eucalyptus from Michael's. That's what we're going to be using. These beautiful roses, and that's a bouquet from Hobby Lobby. Once we have all our material, we also have to remember to have our foam. And I picked the soft one because I wanted to glue it, but also I wanted to like really press down into the branches so that it would stick very, very good. Now you won't probably see it from this video, but I did press it down for a good 3 minutes to make sure that the glue dried and my foam was not moving as I was putting my arrangement together. And for this arrangement, I knew I wanted to go up the one side and then down and out on the opposite side. So I started putting in my greenery to determine the height and the width of my piece. So we start with, look how beautiful that is, the different shades of green and all the veins. It just makes it look so real. So I started at the bottom, so that's how far out my piece is going to go. And then I'm going the opposite and taking off some of the bottom leaves from the stem. It always helps keep the base of the arrangement a little cleaner and not so crowded. So now I have the height that I'm going to use. So from that point to the bottom, it's going to go from tall to short. So we're going to continue inserting our pretty greenery, our beautiful ficus. And what you see me use is called a pick machine. And what it does, it inserts a pick steel onto the stem so that it makes it easier to insert into the foam. And of course, you see me dipping it in my glue pop. The smaller branches we're going to leave, as this is a front-facing arrangement, but the smaller little branches that we're cutting off, we're going to use them for the back. And I always do take my time to measure and cut my greenery because I want to make sure that I'm not making it too short or too long. This ficus, as well as the eucalyptus that we're going to be using today, it is from Michael's and it is one of the long single stems. But we could cut it down to whatever size and length we need. So we're going to fill a little bit of our base, not too much. Sometimes I tend to put too much greenery, and then when you insert the flowers, they're a little too squished, so to speak. So I'm just prepping a base. And again, this is a front-facing centerpiece. However, you can turn it into all-around centerpiece if you wanted to. And now we're going to go in with our bouquet of roses. And there are 4 of each color, plus quite a few different fillers, and that's what I love most about these bouquets of flowers. I think this one came from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to start, and I always make sure that I give myself grace when trimming my flowers because I don't want them to be too short. So that's what a pick machine does. It puts the pick steel onto your stem so that it makes it easier to go into the foam. The soft foam that I'm using, you don't necessarily need them. And we're going to start with our pretty rose. And we're going to go from the bottom lower part. And I'm inserting on the side of the foam. And now you can start to see the mix of the greenery with the ficus and the leaves from the rose. And I'm going a little taller. So we're gradually going up. And those are the great fillers that you find in these bouquets. And I just absolutely love them because it's almost like most of the work is done for us, right? So we can just insert them where we like them to be. And sometimes we change our mind, we push it up or push it in. There we go. And I only have 2 of those, so I'm going to put them opposite to each other because then there is another filler that you're going to see me later. It's almost like little berries that it's going to also go in. So it's in the back, it's a little in the front, and it's starting to look beautiful. And we are maintaining the size and the shape that we originally wanted. So I'm going in with the other color that was in the bouquet. That was a pretty greenery that I was going to insert in, but then I felt that our eucalyptus was going to look a little bit better. So that's the single long stem from Michael's again, but you see you can cut all those separate stems apart. And when you're using it as a filler sporadically here and there in your arrangement, it is perfect. And it was fairly inexpensive. And the top part of the stem, I left it, I didn't cut it down so that we could use it for the back and create the different greenery mixed in from the back and the side on the taller part of our arrangement. And then we slowly bring it down and all around the centerpiece. And just continue and putting my eucalyptus around the centerpiece, making sure again that I maintain the shape. I don't go too long with the eucalyptus compared to the other greenery and flowers. And just continue and putting my eucalyptus around the centerpiece, making sure again that I maintain the shape. I don't go too long with the eucalyptus compared to the other greenery and flowers. And that's the other filler that was in the bouquet that we have purchased. So we're going to balance that off. And we're going to continue inserting our pretty roses. Again, making sure that we maintain the size of our piece. I just love to open those roses and show all the beautifulness of the colors. Look at those beautiful colors. They almost look real. It's like an orange with yellow, and it's just so gorgeous. So I like to show that off. And just continue balancing your flowers. Or change your mind, just like I did right there. And it's okay too. That's the beauty of crafting, right? We can change our mind, fix things up. If it's not pleasing to the eye, then, we got to move it around a little bit. So then just go ahead and insert those flowers so that all the sides have a little bit of color. So we're going to go on the side. That it almost looks like it's in the back. And I really do enjoy the fillers with all the greenery. And look how pretty it looks. Just one bouquet and a couple of stems of ficus and eucalyptus from Michael's. And the grapevine was also from Michael's. There was just a spot right there on the side that needed to be a little bit more balanced. There you go. And sometimes you only need a little touch or a little cut. To maintain the roundness from the bottom going up. So now we're going to finish the back. And I am going to use a little bit of greenery to camouflage. And I'm also going to use some Spanish moss that I'm going to place in the back using floral pins. And at the same time, I don't want to hide the grapevine because I don't know if you can see it, but it's going in the back and it has like that natural look. So we're going to go like around it and under it and making sure that we're not covering that natural part of our arrangement. Because although it's the back, it's still a pretty accent. And I don't prefer to use glue. I rather use our U-pins. So you see how I'm going around and under our grapevine branches. And look how pretty that looks from one side, tall, to the other side. Lots of interest. And as I looked at it, I decided that I needed to put in some whimsical little branches. It was a little too perfect, so to speak. So I took another branch of the eucalyptus, but this time I cut them a little longer. I didn't cut each single stem so that I could leave it like free, like that one. More of a natural look. And create more interest. See how it just moves freely around, just like it is in nature. It's not so sized perfectly like the flowers. So just like a little touch, a whimsical touch of nature that moves around. I always love that, to add something that it's not so perfect. And of course we balance to the sides. And look how pretty it turned out.